Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to deliver my lecture number 3 of the chapter The Legend Behind the Legend, or The Legend Behind Another Legend. So I go to lecture number 3. So while the writer Hariharan and Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury, so they were also sipping their tea, so during the course of the discussion, I think here writer Hariharan was listening very patiently and eagerly, and out of love and also fondness. Then he was listening to that the descriptions which was made by Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury. Then Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury जो विषय describe करते ताको बहुत सुंदर भाव शुणुले कि who is then writer Hariharan. So both were enjoying their coffees, and also during the course of discussions they are also making also the discussion about also different types of animals, different breeds of animals, then how their collection are there, also different ages. So here, so Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury was describing it to writer Hariharan. तेणु ये सब विषय राइटर को सब बुझाऊँ विभिन्न प्रजातिर एनिमल थिला विभिन्न प्रकार विभिन्न प्रजातिर because they had been also collected at the different stages of their lives. तेणु विभिन्न एज फैक्टर भी अच्छी because some are collected at the young ages, some are also childhood times, some are middle ages. So तेणु विभिन्न एज अनुसार से कलेक्शन करा जाइथिला. So they lived together just in friendly ways and friendly manners, and they were living at one place just like a family members living at one place. So there are no fightings, no quarrelings, there is no enmity. So there is a good relationship among such kind of the different breeds of animals living together just in one house. And gotiye घरे सब प्रकार animal because they had a great link of friendship, the bond of relationship. So because they are not asking just fighting against one another, just quarreling, kali jhagada tanko bhitar kebe hueni. So I think just the manner just proving it wrong that animals of different species cannot live together unless they are kept together since infancy. So I think here very crucial point. I think the importance, very significant point have been just attached to this also. The statement here, Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury has also described that if the animals are kept from their since their young ages, since their childhood times, then they will grow a bond of good attachment or relationship among them. So because in childhood they have been quite familiar with one another, they have been developing their relationship with one another. पिलादिनु जो मैंने गोटे जगह रही because they can develop and grow their relationship stronger and stronger day by day. तेणु Choudhury said that it was his hobby just to look into the habit of the animals, because Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury always also making the habitual readings of the animals, what are their habits, where their behavioral approach, and different types of symptoms just he was just watching also very deeply from the animals, the different varieties of behavioral approach, studious approach, or then what are their attitudes, how their friendship were going to build up between them. तेणु सबकिछि से माने जोड़ा सब हैबिट को सब वाच करते very closely. So I think during time, so so then what happened? Yes, Choudhury said it was hobby to watch the habit of the animals to know the reaction of the young tiger to a snake. Just what are the reaction of the just young tiger to a snake? So I think one snake just had been brought by Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury. Then what are the reaction of also the tiger towards the snake? Suppose say baghar konta reaction thila. So when Khairi was too young, Choudhury brought a poisonous crate near her. But a boda sapo anthile, and a crate means boda sapo. I think that was also poisonous snake. So when the snake drew nearer and nearer the Khairi, because Khairi was too young also age during that time, बहुत कम एज था खैरी को, then सापटी ता पाखु गला, then she watched it curiously. Then who watched? Khairi watched it very curiously. Curiously means out of fun loving, out of fun and funny frolic, and with curiosity, and lots of interest to know about the animal, the lovable aspects of the animals, the attitudes of the animals. So knowing more about empathically the snakes, then Khairi also watched the snake very carefully and also very lovingly also towards looking that. এবং ବହୁତ ଉତ୍ସୁକ ସହକାରେ ତା ଆଡ଼କୁ ଅନେଇ ରହିଲା. So Choudhury pulled its tail when it just went very near Khairi, because as it drew nearer and nearer the Khairi, so during time also writer Hariharan just pull its tail back then anjuk dhari টানিল, because it might also just bite the just Khairi কামুড়ি দিই পারে, because that was also poisonous snake. So that's why just in the fear of that, then the writer drew him backwards just by holding the just the tail of the snake. এবং তার পছু নিয়ে আসলে. So just once the crate also turn around and also bite him. So once here the writer Mr. Hariharan just got the bite from the poisonous snake trait, because due to the carelessness and just unmindful of that, because he was so fond of the animals, he was so interact just with the animals, then he was so lovingly was mixing the animals. One day what happened, the snake also coming just around and also bite the writer. Then the writer also during time what happened, so ଗୋଟେ ସାପଟି ଗୋଟେ ଅସାବଧାନ କାମୁଡ଼ି ଦେଲା ଗୋଟେ ଏଇ ବଡ଼ା ସାପଟି. Then he tied a just turning weight above the wound and to got the poison house. During time what happened, so a piece of cloth which is tied just over the wounded place in order to check the blood flow, or the another thing also, another perspective that the poisonous will also break there, because it cannot inching forward, it cannot move forward, কারণ বিষয়টা আগুক যাই পারিবনি. Another thing, the blood flow also will be checked. So that's why in order to do that, then he also just tied down one piece of cloth just around the wounds to prevent the blood flowing, and also may just check the also the poison may also go ahead. Then what happened, then he consulted with just a doctor, and a doctor saying consult kale, and even so some poison mixed in the bloodstream and also made him a patient of hypoglycemia. So just here the hypoglycemia means just it made the writer just to change into just a very low BP patient, because some poisons had already been mixed in just with the bloodstream. So the remaining poisonous had been mixed with the bloodstream. So then what happened, the writer also just turned into a low BP patient with a nimno rakto ଗୋଟେ ରୋଗୀ ସେ ପାଲଟି ଯାଇଥିଲେ, ନିମ୍ନ ରକ୍ତଚାପୀ, means low BP. Then that is called the hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia means a low BP patient, because due to the deposit of some also mixed also some poisonous in the bloodstream. So according to the doctor, just what he just mentioned prescribe about that. So even so some poisonous, and then what happened, so Jambu in the meantime also took fancy on the writer and also tried to hug him. Jambu, I think the magnificent bear, I think just appearance wise quite smart and also very beautiful looking bear, so came around that time, and so it wanted to hug the writer Hariharan during time from behind. Writer kundev chesta kortla, but during the time, so writer Mr. Hariharan giving some instructor, that is, and also that's why he halted back and also remained calm and quiet, because due to the given instruction, then the bear going just backwards, then it became also so much peaceful during that time. তারপর ইনস্ট্রাকশন দেওয়ার পরে তারপরে শান্ত রহিলা কিছু সময়. So then during the course of discussion, they were both interact with each other over different means breed of animals, and there was just way of just the attitudes and also behavioral approach. So different types of the natures of the animals they are also discussing about that time. So then what happened, so then during the conversation VHF messages came. সেই সময় ଗୋଟେ VHF message ଆସିଲା, ଏ wireless set ଗୋଟେ ବେତାର ଯନ୍ତ୍ରର ଗୋଟେ message ଆସିଲା, because that was from those officers who were patrolling their duties just in the forest. So here writer also just got the message from VHF. From VHF message receive kale. Then I think that is very important messages, And here also the reply was given by the writer Hariharan, just along with the track also giving some useful informations regarding some, I think, the what is going on their duties, any difficulties they might face, or any problems they are going to face, any important also discussions about that. Then he just gave one message also through the VHF to the officers those who are doing their duties in the forest. ତେଣୁ ତା ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ message ଦେଲେ. So during the time the writer also moving inside the house and also saw different various types of the different breeds of animals living just like one family. ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ପରିବାର ଭଳିଆ ଗୋଟାଏ ଜାଗାରେ ରହୁଥିଲେ, just living like just one family. And then in which there were a mongoose, ଗୋଟେ ନେଉଳ ଥିଲା, and just a pangolin. Pangolin means the ant eaters, ପିମ୍ପୁଡ଼ି ଖିଆ ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ creature, and two wild cats. Two wild cats means two twins, ଦିଟା ଜାଁଳା କଟାସ ଥିଲେ, two wild cats and a country dog, ଗୋଟେ ଦେଶୀ କୁକୁର ଥିଲା, just and a blind hyena, ଗୋଟେ blind ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଅନ୍ଧ ହୋଇଯାଇଥିବା ଗୋଟେ ଗଧିଆ ଥିଲା. So each had a specific name. So I think so during the variety of animals, so during the variety of animals, different types of breeds and different also age factors, because they were collected at the different the age factors, they were collected at different ages of their times. Those are collected earlier, those are middle ages, just young ages. I think though they had been developed a bond of relationship, they had been grown, I think, beautiful, the bond of relationship, the affection towards each other, the lovingness towards each other, and the well attitude towards each other. I think it is overwhelmingly and emphatically, just I think it is just I think out and out, I think just like a family members. So there had been also very nice relationship among themselves. So I think one lesson we just here learned from that, even in just in our family, just in the now in the modern age, this time the family just I'm talking about. So I think there also, even in one family also bond of relationship, I think there is some fragmentations. I think there also some separateness in their minds just comes, because due to some specific problems, so that is called the selfishness and or the hatredness, and also there is also some different factors due to which they have not also so efficiently also, means they have been also interacting with each other. So but nowadays, just if you compare back to the just 50 years back, during time Mr. Hariharan White had given just the different breeds of animals and developed such a glorious relationship between the animals. I think so it is a good turning point just for the humans, just to look at and how the animals also from the wild ones and turning out just the human forms in their minds and hearts. So we the humans also learn these lessons, that we should also maintain and we should run such kind of the glorious and splendid relationship, good communicatives between ourselves, in order to establish our the family members and establish ourselves in the society, to live peacefully, harmoniously and effectively, and reflective of our thoughts and emotions putting into that. So that's why, so mirror of thoughts always be shining when you see the face just inside the mirror. So that's about the glimpse of this discussion about this writer Hariharan and also Mr. Saroj Raj Choudhury. So I think I have come to an end this lecture number 3. Then onwards just I will have been next 4th. Till then, bye to all and thank you all.